Hello, in this video I wanted to share with you the Wellbeing Adventurers Wellbeing cards that are included in the Captivating cards training and resource bundle. So these are them printed out. You will receive them as PDFs, which means that you can print them in any way that you want to. So you could print them in A4 as I have them, or A5, or you could even select to have multiple on one page and have small cards if you really enjoy having small cards. Or you could print them large and have them as a poster if you wanted to. So my cards I organise into these zippy wallets because who doesn't love a zippy wallet? And so in the PDFs that you get as a download, they're the sets 1 to 4. And so these are the 4 sets, and I like to keep them and store them as 4 individual sets because I teach children in year groups in primary age, and so this is my set that I use for foundation, so that's nursery and reception. And then I have set 2. This is the set that I use for year 1 and year 2, but I also use the set previous to that as well. So there's 12 poses in the first set, 12 poses in the second set. So foundation and reception have 12 poses, and year 1 and year 2 have 24 because they have 12 new ones and then 12 that they already know. Then I have year 3 and 4 using the next set, so there's 12 more. So year 3 and 4 use all of these poses, so they use 36 poses. And then when the children get to year 5 and 6, this is general. If I was teaching like after school classes, I wouldn't necessarily break them down like this, but sets 1 to 4 get progressively harder. So set 1 is the simplest set 4 is the hardest set. And so in my 5 and 6 pack, I have 16 cards in there. And so just as an example of what the postcards look like, as I said, you get them as a PDF, and so and this way round. And so the postcards are divided into 4 different colours. So the red pose, I'm just wondering how I can show this. Yeah. So the red cards, these are the strength cards. And on the front of them, they've got an image, and on the back of them, they have some explanations of how to use them. So there's variations that you can use. There's moving within the pose, some breath work that you can do, how to try it in a group. There's some games that you might play. There's what you could talk about in the pose, an affirmation you could think to yourself. There's also safety recommendations on postcards where they're appropriate. The branding that's on is the kind of the Wellbeing Adventurers logo at the base here. And then on the back of them, you know which difficulty level it is by these little symbols here. So this card has 4 of those symbols. So it's set 4 and it's the most challenging. And it's red, so it's a strength pose. But there is also, let's see, we've got green, which is balance poses. And we've got blue, which are relaxation poses, and we have yellow, which are flexibility poses. Now, obviously, as yoga experts, we know that each pose has more than one benefit, and it's very reductive to say it has one benefit. However, for the sake of my work in schools, it gives a really good anchor to help children relate the colours to the benefits. So in my classes, we talk about how yoga helps us to be strong, helps us to be flexible, helps improve our balance, and helps us to relax. And we talk about those benefits in relation to the colours and in relation to the postcards. And so the colours really support with the benefits and with the learning there. But obviously I will talk about the fact that you know, there's more than one benefit. So I may talk about a balance, for example, and say this is helping us to balance in this way, but it's also, I can feel that I'm feeling flexible in my hip joint, or I can feel the strength that is needed in my core to keep me here, or actually I'm feeling quite calm now. So the benefits are kind of within all of them, but the colours help the children to remember the benefits and also help me to return to the benefits, because that's kind of key learning. So these are the A4 postcards that are, this is what they're like when they've been printed and when they've been encapsulated or laminated. And so that's set 1 to 4. There's also included in the bundle some unnamed ones. So these poses have names. All of the names are nature based, so animals and like natural things like clouds, volcanoes, tree, that sort of things, nature based. So I'm not mixing up like shape names with objects with animals, because that really used to tick me off, actually. You know, this kind of like, oh, a chair pose and then a tree pose and then a triangle pose, and it's like a chair, tree, triangle. No, so all of mine are nature based, but some people don't want to use those names, and that's totally cool. And so I've created a set that don't have I'm just trying to find an example that don't have the names on them. And so this is my name-free set, and so these ones don't have names on. So it's exactly the same poses, but they don't have names on. But they do have an identifying code on them, so that you can, there you go. So that's G1. And actually the codes help you to know kind of the ability level as well. But also, again, on the back, you've still got the kind of, as you can see, that's little symbol there means that this is the simplest set. So these are the first ones, but you've got all of the information on the back still, but you don't have any name already on there. And what's brilliant about this, and I've been having some real fun playing with these with some children, is that you can get whiteboard pens, and the children can write the pose on themselves. So I call this starfish pose, but you might want to call it wonderful pose, and you can write it on, and super quick you can rub it off. I love that. I just love it. It's really exciting. And so you can use the poses, the postcards, for loads of different themes. And so you might use them in conjunction with the named cards. And that's how I do it. So they do know the names of the poses from the named set, and then if I'm doing a theme class, then I get out these ones and they get to rename the poses based on the theme. And what's really nice is they don't have any imagery that suggests what the pose is about, and so that means then that the pose can be flexible for whatever it is that you're doing it about. So this one, it can be a giraffe, which is what I call it, but it could also be a banana. It could also be Leaning Tower of Pisa. It could also be Wiggly Worm. So they're really flexible in that way because they don't have the names on the top. So that's the no name set, and you get all of these included in the bundle, and you don't have to, you know, print all of them. You don't have to use all of them, and you may decide to print some of them smaller. So that's the named set and the no name set are postcards, and then there's also partner cards. And so the partner cards, what they look like is this. And so it's like a poster. Well, it is a poster. And the way that I use these is I have 16 of them. And so, sorry, my screen went funny. And so the children share them one between two. This is set 1, you can tell, it's there. and I've done mine double-sided just to save me with space, but you don't have to do that. This is my set 2, and so they share them one between 2, and then this, and because they don't have the names on of the poses, that's quite useful as well. It makes them quite flexible. You can use them in different ways, and so I tend to use these one between 2, and I talk in the training about the many different ways that I use these. This is all of the poses that are in set 3. So this is the same poses that are on the pose cards, but put on a card that groups them together like this. And then set 4. And so you'll notice that in set 4 there's 16. There's actually more poses in set 4. And depending on the ability of the group that you're in, you may not choose to do all of them, for example. So that's the partner cards for set 1 to 4, of which you can print as many as you like. You might even choose, sorry. Smooth. You might even choose to have them printed as an A3. So this is one with my old branding on. I haven't had my new branding put on this particular one, but you might choose to get them, you know, a big poster to use in groups, or if you're teaching in a different setting, you might choose to get them printed out as posters. That's totally your choice. And then lastly, there is the partner card that is an alphabet card, which is a lot of fun to use. And so it has, again, the branding. It also has each letter and the pose that is for that letter. So, and this is fun. There's all sorts of games that you can play with these. So that's a little explanation of the cards that are included in the Captivating Cards training bundle, training and resource bundle. If you've got any questions, don't hesitate to get in touch. Email me at julia@juliahankins.co.uk and I can answer any questions that you have. But I wanted to share with you the cards. There you can see them, and they're really flexible to use in lots of different ways, and included in the bundle is the training where I explain to you how I use them and how I use them to make my lessons progressive and professional and fun for the children. Thanks for watching.